Welcome to Enchanted Tarot. This is for the sign of Pisces. Please keep in mind that these are general readings, so it's not going to resonate with each and every one of you who are watching. So now what we have at the heart of the reading is the Lovers. We have the Three of Cups in reverse, and we have the Enchanter also in the reverse. And so the Enchanter in the reverse is a card that speaks to the repairing of relationships after a deception comes to light. So, a deception, whether real or imagined, is most likely at the root of the issue that you are having and is what needs your attention. So now is the chance to work together, this card says, to reach a state of reconciliation. If the deception was real, and I do feel that it was in this case because of the devil and this knight here, um, it most likely was revealed unwillingly. In other words, they did not confess to it. Okay, so if it was happening to you, you found out about it. Okay, in a different way. Now, I have to tell you that this person, although they did deceive you, do feel that they still love you. Okay. Um, I do feel like they still love you, and I feel like the relationship was falling apart way before this happened. The third party that entered wasn't where it began to go wrong. It began to go wrong way before that, and that's why the third party was able to enter. Okay, so when things started going wrong, most likely this person started talking to somebody else, a shoulder to lean on type of thing, and ended up going deeper with that person. Okay, and so I think that's what I'm picking up. That is exactly what happened here. Um, and so, well, with the chiromancer and the Knight of Cups, news is being delivered. So I feel like this is more in alignment with what they're going to say to you when it comes to what happened. Okay, so I feel like there's something that this person has been meaning to say to you for a while, but or you've been meaning to say to them for a while. It could go either way, but it may not be a message that the other person wants to hear, you know. And so I feel it is about what is really at the root of the issue of what really was going on here and what started it all. So this is kind of a wake-up call for that person and for this relationship. I feel like you guys need to choose to get this relationship back on its feet. This card to me is not just about one person needing to choose to help themselves. This is about you guys both needing to choose to help yourselves here if you want to save this relationship. Okay? And so the Lovers is a deep attraction. It could also be a card of choices and consequences, which definitely did happen here. Um, you may also have a decision to make in love, and you will need to choose wisely here. Okay. Um, it can also indicate that someone did make that choice to take a lover and now must live with the consequence of their choice. And it's like there is no going back, you know. Once you've done this, once you've given in to the devil, you can't undo it. But you can find a way to get through it, to understand it, and not to repeat it. All right. So the Three of Cups in reverse. So they did this and then they regretted it, you know, and now the mind is suffering because it understands what's missing. It understands what it did, what you know, this person is lonely and unhappy. I feel like they didn't get what they wanted from the relationship, but they still want it. They still want it. Maybe they don't know. Maybe the issue is communication. Maybe they don't know how to tell you things or don't feel that they can tell you things. And so then they meet somebody online who they find is really easy to talk to, who really listens to what they say. And then that third party developed like that. You see how communication is a key element in your relationship. Understand this. And so, if you guys decide you want to fight for this relationship, fight for this love and save it, you must work on communication. All right? That's going to be important. And so, an obstacle fell in the path. Well, that was the lover. That happened. But, well, not really. Okay? The lover was part of it. The obstacle happened a long time ago. So this has been deteriorating, I think, for a while. Um, and so somebody is looking at the obstacle, looking at a decision for the future. The obstacle is heavily on their mind. The root issue, I feel, is heavily on their mind. And I feel like in your hearts, you both want to fight for this relationship. I feel like the hearts do. I feel like the mind brings in a whole bunch of confusion, you know. Yeah, because like, you know, things were said and things were done and words once spoken, you know, you can't take them back. So those are things that stay with us. That's why we must think before speaking. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, this is a card of anger, so there was that heated moment, things were said. But these things were deeply regretted, you know. This chiromancer can also mean that you or they have done or said things that you regret, wishing you could take back those words you said because you didn't really mean them. You said them out of anger or you said them out of pain, but you didn't really mean them. You said them in the heat of the moment, or they did. It just leaves the other person to always wonder, did they really mean it? You know, did they really mean it? And so they're like little scars on the heart and they stay there, little wounds. Ten of Wisdom in the reverse. Somebody took a gamble and I feel like they've lost. Somebody got angry and made a sacrifice, you know. Um, I feel though like this person still loves you, and I feel like you still have this person's heart, and I feel like if they weren't ready to open up to you about any emotional issues they were having with you, um, I feel like they will be here in the future because this is their wake up call as well as yours. Okay, this is a wake up call for the relationship, really. You know, so we see that there are a lot of emotional issues, and that is indeed what sparked this person to anger, or you to anger. Either way, it can go, you know, can be either one. But you still want to be in this relationship because you're still holding on to that cup, wanting to drink from it, not moving really, right? So you still want the relationship. You still cling to the relationship, cling to the connection, and deep down hoping that it'll get better, but it's never going to get better if you guys don't start talking. Okay, and it seems like, you know, talking. What are you talking about? But it's this simple thing that can feel so hard to do, that could actually save your relationship. Okay, so here we see that there was a temptation. Okay, somebody said everything that the other person wanted to hear, everything they wanted to hear. And so this person gave in the moment, to the feeling, gave over to it, the temptation, to have somebody that actually listens to you. Oh my God, that actually seems to understand what you're saying and where you're coming from. Oh my God, but it's the devil, it's illusion, it's the lure, you know. And so I think that there's a realization here of that, and of what they've done, and they still want your cup. They're missing you, and they want to make peace with you, or this is you. It goes one way or the other. Okay, so you guys need to what? Communicate. If you want to save the relationship, it's sitting right next door to this card. You have to communicate. Lay everything out on the table. I don't have judgment here, but this is what I'm feeling. Lay everything out on the table. Start talking. Start communicating. Um, you know, um, and everything else is just going to begin to flow after, because I feel like there's also been a intimacy that's been held back. But once you start the flow of communication, that also is going to come back. Okay. And so, Seven of Love, somebody is imagining, thinking, dreaming of another opportunity, of fighting for the relationship, of returning to somebody. So, so you guys obviously would have broke up here because somebody wants to return home. Okay. Um, I feel like you can have a happy outcome, but you're going to have to deal with the emotional baggage that is influencing this relationship. I think the third party is just going to disappear once you guys start working on this, and working on communicating with each other, learning how to communicate with each other, learning to read each other. Okay, and so the sun lights up this red flag for you, and now the healing can begin. Okay, now the healing can begin. That is what I have for you. I thank you for watching, for liking, and for sharing my videos, and for subscribing. Also, thank you to everyone who has sent in a donation. It is greatly appreciated. Many blessings to all of you. Bye for now.